Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello all. The Honorable Mr. Budi Naini Mindyarto as the lecturer who teach scientific communication course, as well as the audience who I also respect. Firstly, I would like to thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, which give us blessing and healthy so we can gather in this discussion. Salawat and salam also deliver to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has bring us into the right way. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Fitria Wulandari. I'm from Physics Education Study Program at Semarang State University. In this meeting, I will deliver my research about development of FisikAsik interactive learning media using Macromedia Flash 8 Pro for work and energy materials. Okay, the first is abstract. Physics is a branch of natural science that studies natural phenomena or process, which always makes students saturated because of its formula and considers that physics is difficult. This study aims to produce FisikAsik interactive learning media that can increase the enthusiasm and motivation of students to learn physics and change the stigma that physics is difficult into fun physics. The research is an R&D research using the AD, analyze, design, development, implementation, and evaluation model, which subject in this study were 15 students of Physics Education Study Program at Semarang State University, and also a media expert and material expert. This research has produced FisikAsik interactive learning media based on Macromedia Flash 8 Pro on work and energy materials, with the result of validation can be declared very valid and very suitable for use. According to users, this media can also make users motivated and excited to learn physics and can stimulate users that learning physics is fun. For audience, if you want to try or view or download FisikAsik learning media, you can go to the following link, bit.ly/media pembelajaran FisikAsik. Physics is a science that studies the part of nature and the interaction that exists in them. Through this interaction, physics help to unravel and understand the fields of the mysteries of the universe. Students always saturated because of its formula and considers that physics is difficult. However, in the current reality, students are less enthusiastic in the learning physics. It can be seen from the student activities when the learning process tends to be passive and easily bored. Students are also always faced with the stimulus that learning physics is difficult, especially in the work and energy materials, which contains content and formulas that make students passive in learning physics. Gagne states that media are various types of components in the student's environment that can attract students' interest to learn. One software that can combine various media such as video, animation, image, sound, and so on in the easy way is Macromedia Flash 8 Pro. Therefore, it is necessary to develop a media that can increase the enthusiasm of students to learn physics and change the stimulus that learning physics is difficult into fun physics. Okay, to answer all the statement and assumption that has arrived so far, the researcher conducted research on the development of FisikAsik interactive learning media based on Macromedia Flash 8 Pro on work and energy materials. FisikAsik, FisikAsik. In English, ASIC is fun. So, this media is named FisikAsik that aim to provide the initial stimulus to students that learning physics is fun. The next is methods. This study uses the research and development method, which is a research method used to produce certain products and test the effectiveness of those products. In this research and development, researcher uses the AD models. This model was chosen because the AD model is often used to describe a systematic approach to instructional development. In addition, the AD model is a general learning model and is suitable for development research. The stage of media development using the AD model are as follows: analyze, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. And every stage of media development there is an revision. This research was conducted at Semarang State University in the art semester by taking a media expert, material expert, and 15 students as respondents in the learning media product trials. The data collection was carried out by researchers using questionnaire sheets, validation instrument sheets, and user response test instruments. There are 22 items of validation instrument data for material experts, which include 10 aspects of content quality, 3 aspects of language, 6 aspects of visual appearance, and 3 aspects of ease of use. And then the validation instrument for media expert consists of 15 items by covering 10 aspects of display quality, 2 aspects of ease of use, and 3 aspects of readability. Whereas for the user response instrument questionnaires, it includes 9 display aspects, 3 content aspects, 7 learning aspects, and 4 learning outcome aspects. Calculating the percentage of visibility of each aspect with Likert scale formula, whereas the visibility value of the questionnaire is total score divided by maximum score times 100%. To change the average score obtained into the qualitative value in accordance with the assessment criteria in Table 1. You can see the visibility scale of learning media in Table 1. Okay, with the Likert scale table, the researcher can see the percentage of the result of the assessment of whether or not the product is visible as a learning media. The next is result and discussion. In this study, researchers developed interactive learning media using Macromedia Flash 8 Pro on work and energy materials. This study aims to produce interactive learning media FisikAsik that can increase the enthusiasm and motivation of students to learning physics and change the stigma that physics is difficult to become fun physics. The advantage of this media development are the presence of basic competencies and indicators. The media content presentation contains explanation using videos and pictures, example of question, and practice question. Then this developed media can be used and studied anywhere using a computer or laptop and can use it repeatedly. The result and discussion of the stage of each AD stage are discussed are follows. The first stage is analyze. The initial stage is to identify and analyze potential problems. At this stage, it is carried out through tracing the available media. From the result of the needs analysis, the result obtained are the materials that need to be developed in base learning media are work and energy materials. Then, students are less enthusiastic in learning physics. It can be seen from the activities of students where the learning process tends to be passive and easily bored. And then, students are always faced with stimulus that learning physics is difficult. The second stage is design. After the topic of work and energy has been selected to be compiled in the form of interactive media, the next stage is the initial design of the media. Design activities in the AD development research model are systematic process that start from designing the concepts and content in the products. The draft is written for each product content in the form of a flowchart and also storyboard. At this stage, the product design is still conceptual and will underlie the development process at a later stage. Figure 2 shows the flowchart of FisikAsik learning media. There is start and title and also menu, and in the menu there is competencies, video, materials, problem example, quiz, and also context. The third stage in AD model is development. Development in the AD research model contains activities to realize product design that have previously been made. In the previous stage, a conceptual framework for implementing new products has been prepared. The conceptual framework is then realized into a project that is ready to be applied. At this stage, it is also necessary to make instruments to measure the product performance. FisikAsik learning media is made using Macromedia Flash 8 Pro, which is a simple learning media that can be used as an additional learning media for teacher to explain a lesson in the class and can help students learn independently. Okay, this is the figure show the FisikAsik media initial display, the start, and also there is the menu, the home, and there is the material display. The next is implementation. The application of products in the AD research model is intended to obtain feedback on the products developed. Application is carried out referring to the project design that has been made. The implementation stage is in the form of a feasibility test or a media validation test. To determine the level of product validity, it is necessary to validate the materials and validate the media. Okay, the first is materials validation. Material validation by materials expert is carried out to obtain validity in terms of materials. The material expert who gave the media assessment in terms of material was Mr. Dwi Fajar Basuki. He is a physics teacher at 12 Senior High School Semarang. Evaluation and assessment of material expert are used to obtain information, suggestion, and also critiques that will be used in improving the quality of the media developed, especially in terms of materials. The result of the evaluation and assessment of material expert are used as a basis of revising interactive learning media developed in terms of materials. The assessment result of FisikAsik learning media by material expert are as follows in table 2. You can see the table 2. Based on the table 2, it is known that the FisikAsik interactive learning media based on Macromedia Flash 8 Pro on work and energy materials that have been made are categorized very valid. With the average result of the four aspects in table 2 is 87.16%. The next is media validation. Media validation by media expert is carried out to obtain a validity in terms of media. The media expert who gave an assessment in terms of the media was Akromsari Gufron. He is a student of the Semarang State University. Evaluation and assessment of media expert are used to obtain information, suggestion, and critiques that will be used in improving the quality of the media developed, especially in terms of media. The result of the evaluation and assessment of media expert are used as a basis of revising interactive learning media developed in terms of media. The assessment result of FisikAsik learning media by media expert are as follows in table 3. You can see the table 3 and the percentage of validity test by media expert. Okay, based on the table 3, it is known that the FisikAsik interactive learning media based on Macromedia Flash 8 Pro on work and energy materials has an average result of the three aspects in the table 3. There are 93.11% the average. So it can be categorized as very valid. The last stage is evaluation. The evaluation phase in the AD model development research is carried out to provide feedback to product users. So the revisions are made according to the result of the evaluation or the need that the product cannot yet fulfill. The final objective of evaluation is to measure the achievement of development goals. In this study, respondents who use FisikAsik interactive learning media based on Macromedia Flash 8 Pro on work and energy materials were 15 students of Physics Education Program at Semarang State University. This assessment aims to obtain overview of the quality of the interactive learning media based on the Macromedia Flash 8 Pro developed. You can see table 4, the percentage of user response test. Based on this table, it's known that the FisikAsik interactive learning media based on Macromedia Flash 8 Pro on work and energy materials has an average result of the three aspects in this table is 88.15%, so it can be categorized as very feasible. In the user response questionnaire, the researcher also gave a statement, this media makes you motivated and excited to learn physics. And then the following is the response from the user shows in this figure. Based on this figure, it can be seen that the average user agrees that FisikAsik interactive learning media can make user motivated and excited to learn physics. There is 12 respondents agree, and 3 respondents strongly agree. And then the researcher also gave a statement in the questionnaire. This media stimulate you that learning physics is fun. Then the following response, you can show the right graphic. Based on the graphic, it can be seen that the average user agrees that the FisikAsik interactive learning media can stimulate users that learning physics is fun. There is 2 respondents quite agree, 8 respondents agree, and 5 respondents strongly agree. The next is conclusion. Based on the result of the development that has been done, it can be concluded that the research has produced FisikAsik interactive learning media based on Macromedia Flash 8 Pro on work and energy materials. Then, the result of the validation of FisikAsik media by the developed material expert can be stated as very valid and very suitable for use with a percentage of 87.16%. And then, the result of the validation of the FisikAsik media by media expert obtained a percentage of 93.11%, so that it can be declared very valid and very suitable for use. The last, in the user response questionnaire, the FisikAsik media obtained a percentage of 88.15%, so that it can be categorized as a very suitable for use. According to users, this media can also make users motivated and excited to learn physics and can stimulate users that learning physics is fun. This is the reference that used in this paper. Okay, this is the end of our meeting. I'm so sorry of every mistakes. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.